Chosen one, you're becoming a magnet for millions, is coming. You've walked through seasons where you didn't see the fruit, yet you kept sowing. You kept moving even when the soil beneath your feet felt cold, dry, and indifferent. But something extraordinary is unfolding now. Something heaven has whispered behind closed clouds and concealed from the eyes of those who doubted you. The energy is shifting. The alignment is locking in, and the divine current is drawing toward you. You are becoming a magnet for millions, not just for money, but for movement, for miracles, for meaning, for moments that will define generations. You are about to carry what many prayed for, cried over, and sacrificed everything to pursue, but never received. You, chosen one, have been selected to receive it because you were never chasing the millions. The millions are now chasing you. Before we go deeper, I want you to listen to this closely. Watch this video until the end, because what is being spoken into your spirit right now isn't just information, it's transformation. Don't stop halfway. Let every word pour over you like divine oil, anointing the next phase of your becoming. In the comments, write your warmest wishes and write 777 to energize the universe and solidify this magnetic shift in your favor. Your words matter. Your vibration matters. Your presence right now in this exact moment is no accident. It's the magnetic pull of destiny calling you to receive what's been waiting for you. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You were never ordinary, and deep down you've known that. Even when you tried to blend in, to minimize your power so others wouldn't feel intimidated, the light still leaked through. And that's because your light isn't just a glow, it's a gravitational force. Your light draws in what matches it, but for years, what matched your light hadn't matured yet. So you waited, not in idleness, but in alignment. You fought battles with shadows that no one else could see. You worked through layers of conditioning, rejection, disappointment, and scarcity. You peeled them off like old armor. And now, with your soul exposed to the radiance of this new frequency, you're radiating magnetism like never before. It's not just about money coming to you. It's about everything that was blocked, now being pulled toward you without resistance. You're not pushing anymore. You're not striving. You're not chasing. You're attracting. The delay wasn't denial. It was preparation. You had to be made strong enough, soft enough, clear enough to receive the magnitude of what was coming without losing yourself in it. You had to become the vessel first. And now that you have, the current has turned in your favor. This is not the kind of abundance that visits and vanishes. This is not the kind of wealth that comes with anxiety, sleepless nights, or a sense of guilt. This is divine circulation. Heaven-backed, spiritually affirmed overflow. And it's magnetized to your presence now because of the work you've done in the dark. No one saw those nights you stayed faithful when faith felt foolish. No one heard the silent prayers you whispered through tears. But the universe heard. God heard. And every one of those frequencies built a charge that is now exploding in your direction like a divine financial thunderstorm. And here's something you must know. Chosen one, this is not a test. This is the transfer. The transfer of energy, of wealth, of power, of opportunity, of access. It is happening because you've passed the invisible tests. You remained kind when you had every reason to be bitter. You stayed grateful when you had nothing left but crumbs. You kept showing up, not because you saw proof, but because you believed. That kind of belief magnetizes miracles. That kind of belief is the currency of transformation. The shift you are feeling right now is real. You may notice people reaching out to you more, ideas flowing through you more clearly, opportunities appearing out of what feels like thin air. That's not coincidence. That's the echo of your energy finally being mirrored back to you. You've entered a realm of resonance where what you attract is no longer based on what you hope for. It's based on what you've become. You are becoming a magnet for millions because your frequency has shifted into power, purpose, peace, and prosperity. And millions respond to frequency. People do. Money does. Breakthrough does. The blessing was always looking for the right frequency to land on. And now, you've tuned yourself to the exact coordinates required for supernatural supply. Even the distractions are changing. What used to take you off your path no longer has the same pull. That's because you've raised your internal signal. You are no longer available for the things that dilute your power. You've become aligned with divine momentum, and everything that no longer serves this new level is falling away. Not because you're pushing it, but because your magnetism is pulling in something far greater. Expect to feel lighter. Expect to feel more clarity. Expect to feel more courage. The heaviness was never yours to carry forever. It was only there to train you in strength. And now that your strength has matured, the weight is being lifted. The doors are being opened. The streams are beginning to flow. And the millions are moving toward you, because the millions were always assigned to your name. They were simply waiting for your vibration to match their direction. This isn't about arrogance or entitlement. This is about alignment. You've spent enough time playing small. You've buried your voice, your creativity, your boldness, thinking the world wouldn't receive it. But the world was starving for your truth. And now that you're walking in it, the universe has no choice but to respond. Because frequency doesn't lie. And when someone fully steps into who they are, the world around them must rearrange. Your magnetism will not be subtle. It will not be silent. You will begin to notice how rooms feel different when you enter. Not because you're trying to impress, but because your energy speaks before your words do. This is the mark of the chosen, silent power, quiet confidence. A presence that shifts the air and a pull that even enemies can't deny. And that's why the resistance has been so strong leading up to this moment. Because the closer you got to this breakthrough, the more the lower vibrations tried to pull you back. But you didn't break. You bent, yes. You wept, yes, but you didn't break. And now everything you lost is magnetizing its way back to you in multiplied form. You're not just getting restored. You're getting repaid. Everything around you is beginning to obey your new frequency, chosen one. This is not imagination. This is divine orchestration. You are no longer simply hoping for change. You are commanding it through your energy. You've activated a gravitational pull that doesn't rely on logic, doesn't require explanation, and cannot be reversed. And it all begins within. You didn't become magnetic by chasing validation or forcing outcomes. You became magnetic by being willing to be still long enough to hear the truth inside you. And that truth is now echoing into the physical world. There was a time when you doubted this moment would ever come. You wondered if your efforts were in vain. But you see now, nothing was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single closed door, not a single detour. All of it was recalibration. You had to experience what didn't work, what didn't resonate, what couldn't stay, so that you could become aligned with what was truly yours. And now, you're entering an era where everything that is meant for you is being drawn to you, faster and clearer than ever before. It's no longer about proving yourself. It's about allowing yourself to receive. That's where your real power is. That's the new posture of this magnetic phase. Receptivity. Not desperation, not striving, not begging. Receiving. You're no longer in a spiritual drought. You're in overflow. And in this realm, you don't panic when something takes a little time. You don't fear silence. You don't interpret delays as rejection. Why? Because you know how divine timing works. You've lived it. And now, you're watching it reward you. The millions aren't just financial, they're multidimensional. Millions of ideas, millions of eyes watching you, millions of moments that elevate you, millions of new thoughts, experiences, connections, and blessings. You're becoming a magnet for a reality that mirrors your highest self. The version of you that was once hidden behind survival instincts is now leading. You no longer need to shrink to survive. You're growing to thrive. And don't be surprised when people begin to treat you differently. Not because you've changed for the worse, but because you've changed for the better. Your confidence threatens the insecure. Your growth exposes their stagnation. Your abundance reveals their lack. Don't take it personally. Keep shining. Keep becoming. Keep magnetizing. This transformation is visible. Your posture is different. Your tone has changed. You're no longer reacting from old wounds. You're responding from wisdom. You no longer let fear guide your decisions. You let peace lead. That's how you know you've shifted. You're no longer trying to be chosen by people. You've realized you were already chosen by a higher calling. And that calling comes with favor that can't be explained. Expect surprises, chosen one. Expect unexpected deposits, invitations, opportunities. Expect sudden solutions, miraculous timing, divinely sent partnerships. You are now in the flow of favor. You've aligned your vessel, and the river has found you. The pressure has become power. The silence has become strategy. And what once drained you is now beneath your vibration. Millions are being magnetized not just by your words, but by your walk, by your stability, by your peace. You are the living example that stillness can be powerful, that healing can be magnetic, and that spiritual clarity draws more abundance than hustle ever could. You are proof that grace is the greatest force. And the reason you've become a magnet is because you've surrendered to the pull of purpose. You're no longer chasing trends. You're moving with divine rhythm. You've stopped explaining yourself to people who never intended to understand you. And in doing so, you've made space for your truest, most magnetic self to rise. You are becoming the evidence that wealth doesn't just come through strategy, it comes through spiritual readiness. You're living in a different rhythm now. And that rhythm doesn't shout, it flows. It doesn't demand attention, it draws it. That's real power. That's real wealth. And you've earned every second of it. Do not fear this next level. Do not shrink in the face of overflow. Do not sabotage your own blessing by questioning if you deserve it. You do. The universe has kept score in ways you can't even comprehend. The things you lost are being replaced by things that can't be shaken. You're being promoted in realms you didn't even know existed. And what's coming isn't random. It's recognition. Stay in this alignment. Protect your frequency. Guard your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Everything that's flowing to you is a response to your inner stillness. And now that the magnet has been activated, it cannot be turned off. You're becoming a lighthouse. You don't have to chase the ships anymore. They are coming to you. You'll begin to notice how easy it becomes to attract the right people. The ones who speak your language, who honor your energy, who bring value without asking for a discount on your worth. This is divine filtration. What used to drain you will fall away without a word. What used to confuse you will dissolve without conflict. Your magnetism won't just attract what's aligned. It will also repel what's not. And this isn't just a phase. This is a permanent elevation. You've broken cycles that held generations hostage. You've realigned timelines that were distorted. You've healed trauma that wasn't even yours. That's why the reward is so heavy, because the sacrifice was so sacred. You've become a magnet, not only for yourself, but for everyone who will come after you. There's a new language in your life now, chosen one. And it's not spoken, it's sensed. It's a frequency, an atmosphere, a shift so deep that even the old version of you wouldn't recognize who you're becoming. But this is not someone new. This is the original you, the unblocked, unburdened, unashamed version of your spirit finally surfacing. And with this emergence, the magnetic field around your presence is intensifying. You're not just drawing things in anymore, you're commanding divine alignment. Look closely at your days lately. Look at the rhythm. Hasn't the air felt different? Haven't the delays made more sense? Hasn't the silence started sounding like strategy instead of punishment? This is how a magnetic life begins. It starts with internal alignment before external abundance appears. You're no longer waiting for proof. You're embodying the truth. And the truth is, your inner world now carries the signature that heaven recognizes. The millions are not the destination. They are the consequence. A natural response to your vibration. A reflection of the fact that your identity is rooted, your focus is unwavering, and your intention is pure. The universe doesn't reward the loudest. It rewards the most aligned. And you, chosen one, have moved into such radical alignment that creation itself is tilting in your favor. You've stopped negotiating with mediocrity. You've stopped entertaining conversations that drain your power. You've stopped pretending you're okay being overlooked. And in doing so, your aura has expanded. Your resonance has intensified. You no longer have to raise your voice to be heard. Your energy now speaks louder than words ever could. The right doors open. The right people appear. The right opportunities magnetize themselves to your path, as if they've been orbiting you, just waiting for you to notice. And here's something profound. The more magnetic you become, the more refined your discernment becomes too. You start seeing the difference between what looks good and what's truly aligned. You start recognizing the invitations sent to distract versus those sent to elevate. That's power. Not just pulling things in, but choosing what stays. Your magnetism doesn't just attract, it also protects. What used to cost you peace now feels too expensive to even consider. What used to demand your explanation now receives only your silence. That's not arrogance, that's clarity. That's the reward of choosing growth over comfort. You're becoming a sacred space. And anything that enters your field now must carry honor, alignment, and elevation. That's the standard, and the universe knows it. You've entered the realm where words like luck and coincidence become irrelevant. What's coming to you now is divine mathematics, precision, timing, intention. What used to miss you can no longer bypass you. What once required you to knock and knock and knock will now open as you walk toward it. Not because the door changed, but because you did. The door was always programmed to respond to this version of you. Chosen one, the frequency you've reached has made you magnetic in ways your old mindset couldn't imagine. Not because you've done more, but because you've become more. More honest, more open, more whole. That's why the million-level blessings are coming. Because million-level blessings need million-level identity. And that's who you've become. Let's talk about relationships for a moment, because even those are shifting. You'll notice that people who once tolerated you are now mesmerized by your presence. It's not charm, it's not manipulation, it's transformation. Your vibration has upgraded, and now you're reflecting back to others what they wish they could become. Some will celebrate it, others will envy it, but none of them will be able to ignore it. Your very presence now acts as a mirror. People either rise when they're around you, or they retreat, and that's part of the magnetism. Not everything and not everyone is meant to stay. Your energy is now selective. It filters in real time. You don't have to explain who you are anymore. Your results speak. Your peace speaks. Your glow speaks. And more than anything else, your detachment speaks volumes. Because here's the truth. When you truly become magnetic, you stop chasing everything. You stop trying to convince anyone. You stop trying to prove. You start receiving. You start allowing. You start aligning. You start trusting that what belongs to you will never need to be manipulated to stay. The magnetism that's rising in you now is permanent because it's authentic. It's not a performance. It's not hype. It's not a facade. It's rooted in healing. It's rooted in self-acceptance. It's rooted in your divine assignment. And that makes it unshakable. This is why it will keep growing. This is why you'll continue to rise without effort. You've stepped into a flow that isn't man-made. It's spiritual. And what's spiritual can't be copied, can't be cloned, and can't be cancelled. Millions will follow your movement not because you begged for attention, but because your presence became too powerful to ignore. You're shifting timelines just by existing in your truth. You're rewriting narratives simply by refusing to settle. You're making space for others to rise just by being who you were born to be.